Hello YouTube. I thought I'd do a quick video of my new setup, or I hope to be set up when I do my distance test, antenna testing. Let me get you inside of here. I have a stand for the iPad. I have a holder to hold the camera. Let me get inside here more. And the holder is actually something I modified. It was actually meant for a microphone, but I added I found out what thread it was, and I added this swivel. I can adjust the angle. I can switch out the head to hold either an iPhone or the tablet. And then I have it clamped. I welded up a T-handle because the thumb thing was too hard to do. So I welded up a T-handle, the nut on there, and now I can crank it tight, and she's real solid. So that's going to be for the camera view. That way, I'm going to be able to hopefully remote access into here and get the S meter readings while I'm testing either an antenna, whether it's a base antenna, repeater antenna, mobile antenna. I'm going to get the S readings along with the audio being played back. And then on top of it all, I marked on the Google Maps where my repeater is. So wherever I drive, I'm going to be able to accurately, as the crow flies, tell you exactly how far I am from the repeater antenna. I pinned it. You know how you can pin it in Google Maps? So I got that on there. So, and then I have the amplifier there. Obviously, I can unscrew the rooftop antenna that I did the video on. I can use that antenna on the roof to get, better readings. The only thing that I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to find new locations that I get pretty decent cell service. So I'll come up with locations. Once I find out a location that's 3 miles away and I get 3 bars out for cell service, that's going to be our new location for testing antennas. It don't matter if it's a base or a repeater antenna. It don't matter if it's a mobile antenna. I'll be able to test them all. And if we can gather enough data from that location as I do other videos, we'll kind of know, oh, location 1, I get an S reading of 5. And if I try an antenna and it's not so good and I get an S reading of 3, well, then I know the antenna is not performing real well. So once I gather data for that area, we'll have something to compare to, along with the voice being played back through the repeater too. So remember that. I'm going to be trying to do both. And I think this setup's going to work. At least I hope. The nice thing about it, I can take all this out easily. This stands welded on a car rim. I can unseatbelt that. That just clamps onto the door handle. And again, that was a microphone stand that I modified and found out what thread it was and made a jack. And I can switch this head out for either an iPhone or the iPad. I got another head for it. So I think this is going to work. The only catch is going to be the reception. I got to find good locations that have 3 bars would be ideal, and that's 2 miles away or 5 miles away or whatever. So I got to do some driving around to try to figure out where I can go. That's no people. I don't want people calling the cops on me, especially when they see this setup. They're going to think, what the heck is this guy doing? So I got to find, that's going to be the little hiccup. But I think I'm hoping to find something that I can be able to do this with. And I think it's important to have an S reading along with the audio quality. And you're probably thinking, well, why? What's the point? If you have good audio, why do I care about S reading? Well, it's good to have a number so we can compare it. Like when we come to antennas, I kind of need numbers along with the audio sound quality along with it. So like I said, if one antenna does an S5 and I build one and it does an S3, well, then we know, well, I'm not doing as good as the last antenna I built. Numbers are nice to have. Yes, audio, you can kind of tell by audio, but sometimes it's real close to tell. So I'm hoping I can get all this dialed in just right, and we're going to have some good numbers, and we're going to be able to do this. I can remote access. The reason why I need to find a good different location so I can remote access the computer from here. And that's how I'm going to read the S meter. Obviously, the S meter laptop is going to be hooked to the repeater pole, and I did a video on that. I made a whole new antenna that's 10 feet below the repeater antenna, and that's hooked up to my SDR, and I can remote access this, and that's how I'm going to be able to read that as I sit in the car and do the testing, whether, like I said, whether it's a mobile antenna I built or a bought one or a base / repeater antenna. If I make a J-pole, I can, test it. I can see what the readings are from this antenna to another antenna. It's just going to be good to have some numbers along with it, along with the audio playback. At least that's the plan. So that's what's going on. So if you have any questions or comments, please post them down below, and please subscribe. Thank you and have a good day.